Now, here's what happens. As we play songs, if they use the normal 5 white note, the normal 7 white notes of the thing, what we call the diatonic scale, there will be no additional sharps and flats that come up throughout the music. It will always be numbers just like these. You'll notice no sharps or flats came up. But when you get into more advanced music, a jazz musician will add a 1 sharp, or add a 4 sharp, or add a 7 flat, or add a 3 flat. They'll usually start adding 1 or 2 accidentals to start to map in some of those black keys. And we have up to 5 black keys that we can map in. So you could have up to 5 sharps, and you could have up to 5 flats in a piece of music. But they would add the sharps and flats as we go. So as we're reading the dots, if they want something to be a sharp or flat at that moment, they will actually put the sharp or flat symbol in front of the note when it happens. So all we do is take whatever the normal number would be, let's say that number is a 6, and we see there's a flat in front of it, we call it 6 flat. It's still a 6 because it lands on the line where 6 is, but since it has a flat in front of it, we call it 6 flat. 6 flat is the same as 5 sharp. Turns out that those black keys have 2 names each. Okay? The first black key on the piano is 1 sharp or 2 flat. The second black key on the piano in the key of C is 2 sharp or 3 flat. So they have 2 names each. And they are the same key, the same concert note, the same cycles per second, but they have 2 different names depending on whether we're looking up at them, sharpening them, or whether we're taking the number and looking down and flatting them. And we only do that as it comes up. So if you'll please take that first piece of music, Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom. In Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom, why? Now all these pieces I've given you are in the same key. They all have 3 flats in the key signature. And again, the last flat is 4, the one on the right, and if we count down from that space, we find out that the bottom line is the number 1. And the reason I did that is I wanted it to be easy for you. Okay? So the bottom line on the staff is the number 1. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. The bottom line here, right there, is the number 1. So the line above that would be the number 3. The line above that would be the number 5. The line above that is 7, and then the line above that is 2. And going below that, 1 ledger line below would be a 6, and 2 ledger lines below would be a 4. And going 1 ledger line above is, and 2 ledger lines above is 6. So that's it. Once you got that in your head, all of these pieces of music are easy to decode. Now, the first note of this song, you'll see, is happening below that line. And if you count down, the line below would be 6, so that note is starting on the number 5. So that first note is 5. So please write in front of that note or above that note, whichever you prefer. I usually like to put the number right in. If I've got music on the staff like this, I go like this. I put a 3 there, a 4 there, a 5 there. I put it in front of the note so I can see the number before the note's coming. So I'm going to quickly go through this, and I want you to label it. First note is the number 1. The second, is the number 5. The second note is the number 1. Then the next line above is 3. The next line above is 5. And then on the space is an even number, 4. Then an odd number on the line, 3. Back to the even number, 4. And here's what I want to tell you right off the gate. You can see that on the lines going up to this line here, anything that lands on the line is an odd number. And if it's down a space, it's probably an even number. And that's all you really need to know. That's all you need to know. So in the second measure there, we've got 3, 2, 4. We know that's a 2 and a 4 because they're on spaces. And we know the 3 is a 3 because it's on the line. See what I'm getting at? And then, in the third measure over, the first note there is 5. And then the next note is 6. The next note is 7. Then down to 6. Down to 5. Down to 4. Down to 3. And then on the next staff down, it's the note 5. Can you all see that so far? And then I'm just going to rattle it out here. Okay, you ready? Then 5, 1, 3, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1, and now we're on the first ending. Then the last part of that first ending is, again, a low 5, 1, 3, 5, 4, 3, 4. And then at that point there, on the second ending, they've got this thing called repeat, and that repeat takes us right back up to the beginning of the song, and we play everything we've labeled up to this point again. When we get down to that first ending, the second time through, we skip over it and go to what's called the second ending here. And in the second ending, that first note is the number 1. And then, in that last measure on that line, you'll see that note that goes way up here is, right there, is between 7 and 2, that's 1. So that note is 1, 1, 1, or a high 1. Yeah. The next line down, it goes 1, 7, 7, 7, then 6, 6, 6. Next measure is 6, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6. Next measure is 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. And then we're on the next staff down. And then it goes 4, 3, 3, 3, jumps back up to the number 1 again. So, and as they gently is starting on the high 1 again. So that's 1, 1, 1. The next measure would be 1, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6, 6. The next measure, 6, 5, 5, 5. And it goes back up, 6, 6, 6. Now we're on the third staff from the bottom. And it goes 6, 5, 5, 5. 4, 3, 2. And then 1. And now that first pattern that we started with starts over there again. Low 5. 1, 3, 5. 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4. And now we're down on the second staff from the bottom, and it goes 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 5. A low 5, 1, 3, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 6. Then the last 3 measures are 5, 3, 2, 1.